In this video, we will be looking at how we can measure variation from the mean. And in this particular lesson, we'll be looking at how to find the mean absolute deviation, which we'll refer to as MAD. And what the mean absolute deviation is, it's used to predict. It's a statistic that is used to predict errors and judge how well the mean represents the data. So in this lesson, all we're really going to focus on is how to find the mean absolute deviation, and then later we'll go back and look at how that can help us predict errors and judge if this mean is representative of our data. So I just want to focus on finding the mean absolute deviation. And the first thing we're going to do is find the mean of the given data and we'll notate this with X bar. It's pronounced X bar, and that's the mean. So X bar is our mean. So that's going to be the first step, is first find the mean of the data, which is just the average. We'll add up all our data points and divide by how many there are. And then our next step will be find the absolute value of the difference between the mean and each data point. So what that means is once we have the mean, we'll just take every single data point, subtract it from the mean, and then we just take the absolute value of all those values. So if we find a mean, do a subtraction with each data point, take the absolute value of that difference, and that's step 2. Step 3 is we find the mean of the values found in step 2. So once we've found all these absolute values from finding the difference of the mean and each data point, then we add all those up together and divide by how many there are. So the process, while sounding kind of complicated, is fairly straightforward. So let's go ahead and do a couple of examples and see if we can make some sense of it. The following list shows the heights of the first 8 people standing in a line to ride a roller coaster. 52, 48, 60, 55, 59, 54, 58, and 62. Find the mean absolute deviation of the set of data and describe what it represents. So what we can do, first step, is find the mean of the given data. So I'm going to find the mean of this given data by adding So step 1, I'm going to add each data point together. And then divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 by 8. Add every point together and divide by the number of points. So we'll go 52 plus 48 plus 60 plus 55 plus 59 plus 54 plus 58 plus 62. And then we get 448. Divide that by 8. And we get that our mean, x bar, is equal to 56. So that's step 1. We found x bar. Now step 2, I'll find the absolute value of the difference between the x bar, our mean, and every data point. So what that means is I'm going to find the absolute value of my mean, x bar, 56, minus every data point. So, and we'll do this 8 times because there's 8 data points. So minus 52. So 56 minus 52 is 4, and the absolute value is 4. And we're just going to do this for every single data point. So then I'll find the absolute value of 48 of 56 minus 48. 56 minus 48 is 8, and the absolute value is 8. Then we'll find the absolute value of 56 minus 60, which would be negative 4, and the absolute value would be 4. We're going to do this for every point. So now we'll do the absolute value of 56, our mean, minus 55, and that will be 1, and the absolute value of 1 is 1. Now we've done 52, 48, 60, 55, so we're on to 59, so I'll do the absolute value of 56 minus 59, which would be negative 3. Absolute value of negative 3 is 3. Now I'll do the absolute value, 56, our mean, minus 54, which would be 2, and the absolute value of 2 is 2. 2 more left to go. The absolute value of 56 minus 58 would be negative 2. And the absolute value would be a positive 2, because 56 minus 58 is negative 2, and then the absolute value of negative 2 is 2. And then 1 more left. We'll do the absolute value of 56 minus 62, which would be negative 6. Absolute value of negative 6 is positive 6, and there's all our numbers. So now we're going to find the mean of each one of these results right here. So the 4, the 3, the 8, the 2, the 4, the 2, the 1, and 6. So we'll find the average of those 8 values. And that's step 3. So I have 4 plus 8 plus 4 plus 1 plus 3 plus 2 plus 2 and then plus 6. And then we'll divide that by 8 because there's 8 values. So let's go ahead and find that average. And we get that the MAD, the mean absolute deviation, is 3.75. And so what that tells us is that each one of these values is on average 3.75 away from the mean. So on average, we are 3.75 away from 56. Now if you'd like, you can go ahead and try number 2 on your own. So you can pause right here, try it, and then we can compare our results. So hopefully you tried this on your own. Let's go ahead and look at the results. First, we'll start with step 1, where we find the mean of all our data points. So we added all the data points of 8 plus 14 plus 10 plus 7 plus 13. Then we divide that by 5, and we get 10.4. Next, in step 2, we'll have to find the absolute value of the difference between each data point and the mean. So there's our step 2 information, where we subtracted each data point from the mean and took its absolute value. And there's our 5 values that we get from doing that: 2.4, 3.6, 0.4, 3.4, and 2.6. Next, we just find the average of these 5 values. So we'll add them all up, divide by 5, and we get our mean absolute deviation of 2.48. And what this 2.48 is telling us is that on average, all of our values are 2.48 from our middle value, from our mean value, 10.4. And that is how we can find the mean absolute deviation, one of our summary statistics.